and gentlemen, my name is Kevin Checkwitz. This is the Kaged match, and this is the review for Raw for October 10th, 2019. And after a very good last week, the pay-per-view that they started this week with was just abysmal. And the Raw afterwards was even worse in my opinion. This was the Raw interview show and promo package. That's what this Raw was. You had very few matches, a lot of BS in between, and none of it made sense. So to kick things off, you have Rusev. He's in the ring with Baron Corbin. He was supposed to be fighting Randy Orton apparently, but whatever, they changed their minds. And then, of course, you're going to have Lana and Bobby Lashley pop up on the Titantron. It starts with Bobby Lashley. He's apparently in Rusev's robe at Rusev's house. And they climb into bed together. Lana takes her bra off. She's got the blanket covering her. And that's where they cut the light off. And, you know, the implication is, of course, they're having sex. And Rusev is in the ring. Randy Orton and Corbin are just laughing at him. And Rusev rather, snaps, beats the hell out of both of them pretty bad. Just runs through Randy Orton and Corbin. So that was the initial setup. It was kind of awkward. It was something that I don't know anybody is really invested in. It is kind of a curiosity, like, you know, if there's a good payoff to this, then fine. It's certainly one of the most Attitude Era stories that we've had in a very, very long time. It definitely risky. But at the end of the day, Bobby Lashley has had a lot of cringe moments. And since he's been back, he's kind of proven that he's not really the best actor. So they started making him look like a beast, and now they're doing this shit with him again. The very first match you get is Lacey Evans versus Natalya, and if you've watched this at all, you know that this is absolutely the worst thing they could have started this program with. This is a match I didn't care about, I will not care about. I'm pretty sure a lot of other people feel the same way. If you're a fan of wrestling, Lacey Evans is not a wrestler. End of story. And she dominated most of this match. She was on top, you know, beating the hell out of Natalya for most of it. And in just her typical awkward, you know, hiccupy fashion. So, at the end of the day, Natalya finally picks Lacey Evans and drops her off the stage onto the table. She gets the win. This was the last woman standing match. I should have said that. But I just didn't care. Like, nothing about this made me care. So after that, you get Aleister Black promo, you know, saying he wants somebody to come pick a fight with him. And then you get the Street Profits doing a promo. Same thing they've been doing for weeks. Apparently, they're just there to have a little chatter. It doesn't make sense. You actually get a second Aleister Black promo, this time with his shirt off, saying that he's going to go find somebody. And then Charlie interviews Tyson Fury, and it was obviously scripted. You know, Fury winds up saying, you know, if Braun doesn't apologize, he's going to get these hands. And that was the moment they screwed up. So far, nothing in this show, and I mean nothing, has even been remotely interesting. Nothing. You get Viking Raiders versus Rude and Ziggler, which was honestly one of the highlights of the night, if you can believe that shit. It was a decent match for what it was. It wasn't anything spectacular. But it is always cool to see these big guys flying around the ring like cruiserweights. It is impressive to me. They get the legit pin, I think it was on Bobby Roode. But either way, the Viking Raiders win, and so that puts them in contention clearly for a tag title match. So the Singh brothers, after that, are in the ring, doing what they always do, terrible gimmicks, out in the ring dancing and just looking fools. Then Aleister Black comes out and decimates them both very, very quickly. Black mass on one, a reverse choke on the other. He taps out, Aleister Black wins, so apparently it was a handicap match. Charlie then interviews Braun Strowman, who says You know, maybe if Fury asks nicely, he'll get an apology, but if he's going to be a jerk about it, he's going to get these hands. So they literally doubled down on that. Stupid. Charlie interviews Rey Mysterio after that, and to me this was the highlight of the show. An interview with Rey Mysterio was the highlight of the show. And the reason I say that is because Rey Mysterio is very good at promo work, and Rey Mysterio is very good at trying to convey emotion. He really does a great job with that. And so he was talking about how, you know, he had to sit there and watch Brock Lesnar beat down his son because he couldn't do anything about it because he was beaten down so bad. And so he tried to tie in the Cain Velasquez thing by, you know, Cain was apparently, you know, Dominic's godfather or whatever. And so they kind of tied it in. Good promo. It was good. AOP had a promo package after that. And, I mean, it was exactly what they've been doing, which after a couple of weeks already loses its steam. Then you get the OC versus Lucha House Party. This was, I don't know, thrown together, I'm sure, and not impressive. So this really did nothing. This was the OC going over Lucha House Party and then just tearing them apart after the match. So then you get Miz TV with Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, and you know, he's congratulating both women on their success, and of course they're eating it up. And then they start throwing barbs back and forth at each other, talking about who the better champion is, who's more relevant. And both of them, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, are supposed to be facing the new tag champions, Asuka and Kairi Sane. So Asuka and Kairi Sane, they come up to the ramp and they start doing a promo in Japanese. Obviously that loses, you know, a whole lot because most people just don't speak Japanese here. So it really didn't go anywhere. They run down to the ring and then the match ensues. It was fine. Again, nothing spectacular. I mean, this night was just horrible. Everything could have been better. This is a match between Asuka, Kairi Sane, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch. You would expect that to be very, very good. It was all right. It was all right. At the end of the day, Asuka and Kairi Sane get the win, which I thought was pretty interesting. Apparently going heel does a lot for your career. After that, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross come down, and they are, you know, picking the fight now with Asuka and Kairi Sane for what they did at Hell in a Cell. And to reiterate what that was, because it actually happened again in this match, Asuka is now doing the green mist, kind of like the Great Muta used to do, spitting it in people's face and, you know, messes them up, and then you get the pin. So Asuka spits the green mist in Becky Lynch's face, and then Kairi Sane does a roll up and gets the win. So if they did the same thing to, I think it was Alexa Bliss last night. Maybe it was Nikki Cross. I don't remember. Not important. But yeah, dude, it was like out of nowhere, all of these changes and no explanations, no nothing. They're heels now, and she's spitting green mist. So after that, you get Apollo Crews interview where he's supposed to be taking on Ricochet. They're friends, but this is business. Not important. You get a Viking Raiders promo saying that they are now taking on the Raw Tag Champions for the belts next week. Of course, we don't know who's going to wind up where, but we got a title match. Then you get Apollo Crews and Ricochet. Well, no, Ricochet has a promo package first where he basically says the same thing Apollo Crews does. You know, they're friends, but this is business. Then the match happens, and it didn't last very long. It was a few minutes. Ricochet gets the win. Not important. And then they close out with Braun Strowman and Tyson Fury, a couple of very big guys. I really don't know anything about Tyson Fury, to be honest. Apparently he's a British boxer. Don't know much about British boxing. And so it's kind of lost on me a little bit, to be honest. He is a big guy, though, for sure. Comes down, him and Braun Strowman have some words. They start bucking up to each other. Things get physical. Then it takes the whole crowd of wrestlers to keep them apart. And, of course, they just keep breaking through the wrestlers. And Braun Strowman walks to the back. They try to do an interview, and he's like, you know, he's saying, Fury, you come into my house in a wrestling ring and disrespect me. Runs back out to the ring, and that's where they cut out. I don't know, man. I mean, it'd be cool to see what happens, but I don't know that I'm hugely excited about it. And that was supposed to be the highlight of this Raw. This Raw sucked from beginning to end. I'm sorry, there is no other way to say it. They've had some really good shows lately. Last week was really good for wrestling. This week has started really bad for wrestling. It has just been horrible. Like, this show, nothing, and I mean nothing about it, made me want to tune in next week to see another episode. Nothing. Not one thing. The opening, cringy at best. The first match, a who gives a shit match that could have been cut by about 20 minutes probably. I mean, it lasted, a good 25 minutes, I think. Aleister Black, one of the best performers in the company, in my opinion, has been completely underused, and they stick him in there with these two buffoons acting buffoons. I don't get it. Like, nothing. I just don't get it. The AOP promo, nothing. OC going over Lucha House Party, really, honestly, nothing to me. So the highlights of this were a Rey Mysterio promo, probably Asuka and Kyrie going over Lynch and Flair. I feel like that's good for them, even though none of it really makes sense. Viking Raiders, that was good for them, I think. But the show was just so uncoordinated, dude. Just completely thrown together again, and just crap. Just a load of crap. So I'm giving it a 0 out of 10 because it was a lack of effort from everybody, dude. And plus, you open up with the two people I literally care about least in this company, Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans. Two people who are as uncoordinated in the ring as possible and suck at promo work. So how are they stars? I don't know. But that's what it is. So ladies and gentlemen, 0 out of 10. They get nothing from me this time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz. Kaged Nation, out.